Good day and welcome back to another DB Legends video. In this video we're going to be taking a look at my build in terms of equipment for this blue free-to-play event exclusive Beerus. Now, it's actually been a while since this guy came out, but I decided to do the video now mainly because I only really go around to using him now. Lots of PvE content, working on some other stuff, so didn't really feel like focusing on him. Also with full power battle I managed to get him to max stars because at the time I didn't farm him up fully, but I actually think he's a very interesting unit, and I especially think nowadays he has some very interesting utility that can assist teams. I actually genuinely think he could assist teams a lot. He actually provides quite a nice chunk of utility that's not too bad in the current meta right now in Legends, at least against the meta units. Of course, typing wise, he's going to have some problems against Ultimate Gohan, or I should say Ultra Super Saiyan 2 Gohan, crazy Mega Force Chad unit, but he'll be fine in a lot of other situations, and what he provides to the team is very good. Now, there is this stipulation, or this one condition of his passive, that means that he does benefit the team a bit more if there is a universe rep or a tag event exclusive character. And I do think that is important to factor in, but I don't think you actually need to meet that requirement to make him usable. That's more of a little bit of a bonus, and it is something cool. We'll talk about it, but I don't think it's mandatory to get him done. He's a support unit, so you don't need to focus any kind of damage type. However, giving him key recovery and tankiness will probably help with what you want him to achieve. Now let's talk about God of Destruction Beerus, and really what he brings to the table. So the big thing he brings to the table, at least in my eyes, is firstly, as a unit, he restores ally key when switched to standby. Very, very important. This enables you to keep your key levels up, especially now when the meta is so primed towards key reduction and key recovery nullification, and quite a few units have come out that basically just don't want you to have key at certain points of the fight, and so having Beerus able to kind of functionally give you key is pretty good. So when switched to standby, he obviously gives you that key increase. Now there's also some other great stuff that he does. So when he does a strike or blast card, he increases damage inflicted by allies for 15 timer counts. So he's nice as like a low-key baton pass unit that could potentially increase the damage of your fellow units. And it's the same when he performs a vanishing step. So by performing a vanishing step, he restores key, increases your ally damage you gain as well, and increases their health restoration. So what you could do, you can sub Beerus in, hit the ally with a singular attack, right? Set yourself up, hit them with a singular attack, or even just use a strike or blast arts attack, because it occurs on usage, not on being hit. Then you can just vanish step the next attack, and you will have set your allies up with a very, very, very solid 30% damage inflicted buff for 15 timer counts. Now, it's not a huge amount of timer counts, but if you're going to switch someone in to impact in on a combo, it's pretty good. Remember also, you can vanish step, set up your combo, switch someone in, help them capitalize, and you'll be pretty solid. He also does some other really cool things. So the following effects will occur if his own health is 50% or below after the enemy's attack is over. This will activate once, but he'll increase your own Dragon Balls and reduce the enemy's Dragon Balls, which is pretty good stuff. There's lots of other great things that he does. His main ability, for example, destroys all of your opponent's cards, which is really good. Also allows you to restore your own key, which is fantastic. He's decent in terms of raw stats. Remember, he's a free-to-play unit, so he's not going to be blowing off anyone's team, but he can reach a arts card draw speed of level 2 just through his passive alone, which is pretty decent. In terms of boost, obviously I would never run him as an actual lead for a super serious team outside the showcase, But Universe Rep is something that's relatively solid, and as all free-to-play characters, he's got a 33% boost for 2 stat categories, which, although not massive, is enough to consider keeping him around in your 6-man rotation, or as a 4th rotationary option. His green card shortens the ally substitution counters, which is great, and also increases damage inflicted again by allies with 25 timer counts. It also increases ally key recovery, which is very big. And then finally his blue card, his Hakai, that increases his own damage inflicted, but inflicts all enemies with a 15% damage received downgrade. So between his green card, his Vanish Step, his strike ability, you're looking at a super duper solid 50% damage inflicted boost that he can provide your allies within seconds. On top of that as well, he increases their key recovery, provides key when he switches out, and can just do a lot. So all in all, I'm not saying he's ridiculous, I'm not saying he's like the best unit in the game or anything, but for a free-to-play unit, he does have some very good foundations that I think people are going to like. Again, it's something people are going to like. They're going to see excellent performances out of him. I think you're going to see really good foundational performances from him, good assisting performances from him. He's going to really bring a good bit of utility to your team. He's not going to be the most OP character you've ever seen in your life. That's, I can guarantee, is 100% certain. But he could potentially help curve some of the key nullification and reduction abilities that are happening to you. So yeah, I do think ultimately he is good, and I as a player definitely would consider using him. Again, he's not going to blow your mind, but I do actually find him to be really quite useful. So yeah, I think overall he could find a place on any team. Now, not as a lead, so you are probably stuck running him on a Universe Rep heavy lineup, but I do think there's a good shout for him. Yeah, ultimately at the end of the day, whenever you get free-to-play units that do actually have some kind of combat viability, I do think you need to, not forcing you to celebrate them or use them, but I do think it's good to recognize that. And I think Beerus is one of those situations as a unit. I just think you can find places for him to be usable. I think his blue typing is relatively usable. And I think ultimately at the end of the day, he looks like he's in a good situation. For me, when I look at him as a character, I 100% feel like I'm using him in a productive manner and able to get some kind of productivity out of him. Of course, the end of this fight was hard carried by Vegito. That's more because of my poor mistakes. But I gotta be honest, I think Beerus did a good job in holding his own against a fairly solid lineup. I'm not saying this guy's got a meta team, and Super Saiyan 2 Ultra Gohan will shred Beerus in half, but ultimately at the end of the day, he's a solid unit, solid support unit, and I like him. That's it from me. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Till then, take care, stay safe, and bye.